Hello, my name is Caden, and I'm going to introduce the new purchase in just a moment. Giving you a small hint. I guess it has Kumo tires on it that are from 2001, funny enough. Like I mentioned before, it is another Oldsmobile. I just haven't said what exactly yet, but get ready for the reveal. Alright, here we go. This is my new to me 1994 Oldsmobile Bravada, and I've already got it tagged as an antique. I've owned this thing for a little over a month now, and I've kept it kind of under wraps. This is the original spare tire to the vehicle. Look how clean this wheel is. And believe it or not, this rig only has 85,000 miles. And we've got some decent decals and things like that. But don't worry, there's a catch. Yeah, there's dings and scratches and things of that nature. The underside of it is not that bad, although there is rocker rust that I would expect on a vehicle this age. Rocker, wheel well rust in certain spots. But the frame on this thing is absolutely mint. So that's always a good thing. And even up above the body and the rest of the rockers really don't look that bad. But for the ultimate catch is the front end of this thing is absolutely destroyed. A little bit. This isn't how I bought it. I've already been tinkering with it a decent amount. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like when I purchased it in the front. So yeah, I did have to actually cut a section out of the bumper to remove it. This front boss, or whatever you want to call it, this mount is bent and pushed back. That will have to be probably lopped off and replaced with a new one. You can get them. This one seems to be okay. The previous owners provided me a new grill that came with it that I fitted up just the other day because the old one was smashed to pieces. And this is how I have the turn signals wired up for now, and they're actually not too loose on it. They're pretty, for the most part, solid. I gotta have them working at least. The tire wear on the front end tells me it needs front end work. Oh, and it definitely does. A lot of the steering, the tie rods and stuff are shot. Ball joints probably need done. I bought this truck out of Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming to be specific. And so far it's not bad. It's a 30-plus-year-old vehicle, so I expect issues, of course. But yeah, I definitely got to get tires for it. Believe it or not, this one came with a key fob. And you could hear that unlock and lock. Hold on, let me get closer, you'll hear it. They lock and it unlocks. So let's move to the interior, shall we? I have not gotten a chance to vacuum it out yet, but from the start, the interior is actually in really good condition. Got to reposition this floor mat here. Like I said, it still needs vacuumed. I am the third owner of this rig now, so the second owner bought it from an estate sale, and the original owners are the ones who hit the deer with it. Of course, we got the digital display. I'm sure many are familiar with this. You could get them in the you can get them in the S10 Blazers and the Jimmies. The S10 Blazer, I think you had to have the Tahoe package to have this, or maybe not. Back then, you can kind of pick and choose options. It has this option of radio. Maybe someone else can tell me a little bit more about it. But it's dead. It does not work at all. Along with this button for the rear window does not work. There's a lot of things that don't work, but that's why I only paid a whopping $1,200 for it. Back seats actually super clean. It even has little vents back here Little netting on the seat. The headliner in this thing is absolutely mint. This thing was garage kept for its whole life up until the second owner's ownership, and I want to say she said she had it for maybe 2 years. The back, pretty clean. They did give me a prop because the rear lift supports for the window are broken, but I already have new ones for it. It still has its original Oldsmobile mat here in the back. So yeah, interior very clean. All the windows work except the passenger front one. The motor is getting burnt out on it, so like it works, but only for a few seconds, and then you gotta wait until it cools off per se. Before we move to the starting it up and proving that it does run, if you reach back here, you can unclip this, and the spare tire carrier swings out. And as explanatory, now I'm not gonna, I can't do this with without two hands. Oh, face reveal, can't do that. But just trust me, the window does open, the tailgate does fold down. It's just I can't have the window propped open. And all the lights work on it for the most part. What the hell is that? Let's get you out of there. Close that up. Like I said, original spare tire, proof that it was garage kept. The date code on this, actually, let me open this back up and I'll show y'all. The date code on this is a 3-digit date code, meaning that it is 1990s or older. In 2000, they went to 4-digit date codes for DOT numbers, so I have very good reason to believe this was made in the 37th week of 94. And I know that sounds like a little late in the year, but if I look at the build date sticker here, it's quite faded, but you can see that it was actually made in September of 94. So this is one of the last ones of this generation that were ever actually built. And so here comes another catch. As with these vehicles not being the most reliable or most reputable, the fuel pump is wired to a switch because of ignition issues and whatnot. So to start it up, you have to actually flick this on for the fuel pump, and then, only then, can you come turn the ignition on. And it does only have 85,000 miles. The oil pressure sensor in it is bad. It has a fuel issue. It has trouble. It's a piece of shit, in a way. But when it does run and get to running, it runs really good, actually. I think the previous owner had mentioned that the CPI unit had been replaced in it, but I cannot recall exactly. But it could have something to do with the priming of the fuel pump. I have no idea, but these CPI units, these fuel injected units, did have a lot of issues back then. I've actually owned one of these before. I've owned 2 of them, and I've had the joy of replacing that CPI unit, which is under the upper intake plenum. Under the hood, we have a 4.3 liter V6 engine, which is the only engine these ever came with. Unsure about which years and which units had throttle body injection versus central port injection, but this is definitely a CPI unit based on, there's no throttle up top, you know, the air cleaner would be up top, you know. Those who know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the fuel injection system's under there. It's might have a bad regulator, faulty part. I think a lot of the units you get are remand units, so I don't think they tend to last too long. But this thing does run really good and has good power when it is running good, and it does when it warms up. One thing I did have to do, the main thing, I don't know if you could see it, I had to put a new water pump on it right away. I drove this thing 2 hours home, and the next day it was literally dumping coolant out of the weep hole on the front. Water pumps on these are really easy to do, and I also even put a new thermostat in it. Doesn't overheat, coolant's clean, everything's good. Puffing a little smoke today because it is bitter outside, so which we'll go back to the interior a little bit where it is warmer. We do have reading lamps on the mirror for both sides that both work. We do have a visor with a strap, weird enough, and the lights and everything that light up good. And then it has a little compass, has these little, I think they're called map lights. And then you got your, you know, your sunglass holder and, oh, well, shit. We got that, and then we have sunglass holder / taco holder, and then we have basically the same thing up here. I've never really found much use in these. Not every single one of these had it. I think this is only a 1993 and 94 option because my 92 Bravada did not have this overhead console here. Go ahead and just put that back up. Yeah. But it does run with no warning lights. Maybe somebody could tell me a little more about the oil pressure sensor. And I've read somewhere that the fuel pump issue and the oil pressure sensor could be related, but I'm not too sure about it. And yes, the signals I rigged up do work, and they stay in place. So, pretty neat. But nope, I'm excited to have it. We're gonna get new tires on it here eventually, and then I hope to take it out into the hills one of these times eventually here to take it off-roading like I used to like to do with my first 1994 Bravada that I had back in high school. GM hazard switch, the usual, pull it back out to shut it off. But yeah, anyway, we got power seats. They do work. Can move it forward, back. It's kind of hard to see, but you can probably hear it. Cup holders, nice glove box that locks with the worst cup holders in the world, most likely. And it does have a dash mat covering on it. I got to really dust it off underneath, but I'm telling you, this thing, the dash on this thing is actually mint condition. No cracks, no warpage, no nothing. It's been protected, it's been garage kept, so I think this one's worth definitely putting some money into and saving. And I haven't tested this fully yet, but she claims the AC does work, which I do believe. Under the hood, there was a sticker where it was retrofitted to R134A. This was the last year you could have R12 refrigerant, but this one has been converted to R134A already, and I think that was done in, I think the sticker said like 2018 or something like that. So it's been a while, but we'll find out if it works when it's a warmer season. I figure I should mention I have a poster of this thing in the exact same color. And the reason I desire these more is just to be unique, and I really like the Oldsmobiles, and this has Smart Track all-wheel drive, just like the Astro and Safari vans, and of course the GMC Cyclone and Typhoon. Yeah, all-wheel drivetrain. Although this one has an ABS issue or some other wheel speed issue I gotta fix. Anyway, we'll be tinkering with this one a lot, don't you worry. So it doesn't mean I'm gonna stray away from this one anytime soon. Or the old LeSabre too. Because, yeah, we like that car. And we're gonna keep all of them. We ain't selling nothing yet. Oh, and I had to put brand new brakes on this thing already. First thing I did when I got it, because they were absolutely fucked. And they were metal to metal, and it tore it up pretty good. But yeah, this is my new to me 1994 Oldsmobile Bravada. I might make more videos on it in the future. We'll just see what comes of it. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sticking with me and my GM junkers. And I'll catch you in the next one.